Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin ordinal ecosystems. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. So every week we do a weekly update and a weekend update. Today is your weekly update. So we got Bitcoin over 44K. It's absolutely amazing. We'll talk about where we think it's going to go next. We got Merlin. We're going to be talking a lot of Merlin in this episode, guys. We are so bullish on everything that's going on. It's a brand new chain, and we're super early. It's day 2. With potential seal happening within the next couple of days. We're going to get in all that stuff. Unisat really lagging. We're really going to start to give our opinions on like what we think is going on with Unisat. Quantum Cats. We're definitely going to talk about the Quantum Cats. They launched yesterday. Everything looks really good with them, man. We're going to get into that. Saturn Rings, Verithium, gas mines, and then we got little bit of the market updates between every single market. We'll give you the prices of everything, guys. But without further ado, let's get the show started. I'm gonna bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Yeah, man. So we got Bitcoin over 44K. It's been a good week, man. How's your week so far?
The week has been obviously really exciting because of Merlin, launching this past week, and excited about the seal and excited about these Bitcoin layer 1 assets being able to bridge over, but felt a little overwhelmed, to be honest and be frank. This just because there's a lot of other stuff happening too, and you don't want to miss out. But at the same time, I think what you got to do, and what I do in these situations, or I try to, is just take a step back and say, hey, remember, I have a lot of conviction in this. I have a lot of conviction in that. That doesn't mean the other stuff isn't good. It's just that's what I had conviction in. That's what I focused on. And you can't focus on everything, because if you do that, you'll probably end up, kind of taking a step back for your own portfolio and stuff, So
yeah, man. I definitely get you. It's definitely been like hectic. With the Quantum Cats yesterday, it was stressful because I didn't get the whitelist, but I was dying to get into the secondary, and I did get one. I'm very excited about that. I paid probably like 0.18 around there, so I'm definitely happy with my buy-in. But that was stressful. I waited the entire day yesterday for the drop at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And it finally came, and it was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I jumped in at 0.18, but if I would have waited like a few more minutes, went down to 0.14. It was one of those things, but I'm happy I got it, because then, within 8 hours later, it's at 0.3. So very, very exciting, but same thing, dealing with that. And then all this new stuff with Merlin and Hoo Cat and all that stuff. It's been pretty nuts, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. And the cats actually they kind of acted very similar to node monkeys, you and I were, once we both talked to each other and said, okay, we're going to try for those on secondary, it was very similar to where it kind of spiked up real quick and then it pulled back, and that was our chance to kind of snag those, right? Same exact kind of psychology here in terms of getting the quantum cat pulled back, but it's okay when you get it at 0.18, because know that we're going to 0.3. You're possibly going to 0.4 and maybe even 0.5 eventually. And so it's okay, because you're going to make your money back and more.
Definitely. So what do you think for the rest of this week, though, with the seal? Do you think it gets a little less stressful, or do you think they're going to add a little bit of dust to everything?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of decision making, happening, because the seal is so just attractive in general, right? Because you can earn so much if you hold a lot of these Bitcoin layer 1 assets. They're showing their value now. You know what I mean? Because like you can go over there and potentially, like, let's say there's some of these items, like you're like, I don't know if I can sell them. I don't really necessarily want to, like, undercut myself just to get rid of them. Well, what you can do here is you can stake them, right? Not financial advice, but this is what the offer is. You can stake them in the Merlin seal, and that value, they'll be snapshotted every day. And the average of that value, that floor, you will earn like a certain amount of M points towards the Merlin chain, the MERL BRC20 token allocation, which what the seal gets 20% of the pie, which is really big. It's bigger than any other allocation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man, and like just like you said, you just don't know what to do, right? It's just one of those things where maybe it's best to kind of sit on your hands and just wait, because it would suck to lock up. Let's just say you locked up all your your miners, your minerals, and lock them in, and then next thing you know, they skyrocket because they're all locked up, right? And then they're going for $4,000 or $5,000 each, and you can't sell them, right? Yes, you're
Yeah.
doing so, but at the same time, like that's a decision that you have to make.
Yeah, I think it's a tough decision, but what makes it not so tough is the just all the details about the
Yeah.
seal. And we'll get into all the details here in a bit, but just really
Yeah.
quick, just kind of, the fact that you're able to claim the points in March, right? That's really early. That's a month
Yeah.
away.
I
And
know.
then you can supposedly extract, change out your layer 1 assets in April. So it's not like your typical like 6 months, 1
Yeah.
year type situation. So I think
Yep.
they're really trying to do something cool. This is a true fair launch in my opinion,
Yep.
because it's not super like 6 months, 1 year out. You can do it. You can just put your stuff up for like 2 months, then claim your tokens and then get your stuff out. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And I just think they wanted a cool way to distribute the tokens.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, he wanted two things. He wanted to get on DeFi Llama, right? That's how I say it. He wants the TVL to be so high that
who wouldn't want to?
DeFi Llama can't deny you, and then you're potentially he can get the top 10. There's not a lot that you can run up pretty quickly on DeFi Llama because after the first 5, you can get in that 6th spot, and which is awesome because then everyone's like, what is this Merlin chain, right? And that
Yeah.
gets more eyes on you. And there's a lot of liquidity in Ethereum, and obviously there's a lot on Bitcoin, but these Ethereum guys are going to be, more, I think, more like able to get in than the Bitcoin guys, because a lot of Bitcoiners don't want to give up their Bitcoin, especially off of layer 1. That
Not yet.
they'll play
Not
on
yet.
layer 1. They'll play on layer 1, and they'll do a lot of things. They'll buy stuff, but taking it off layer 1 is going to be a little hard. But these Ethereum guys, they'll chuck it right in. They have no problem with it.
Yeah, I think that's going to change though over time. Because first of all, there's more and more like traditional Bitcoiners that are. It took a while for them to open up, right? And then
Yeah.
eventually you got like Adam Beck, and Adam Beck, like from what I've heard, is like he was playing with counterparty stuff a long time ago. Like when we had that Bitcoin magazine meeting, right? They were talking about that, and they've been playing with these like rare Pepes and stuff, but I guess it was a dirty little secret, right? And then now the fact that like ordinals is a deal, it's just it took a little bit because I think they were scared of the fact that like this is going to get out, and now our reputation as Bitcoiners can be tarnished because now we were calling everybody S coiners or whatever, and now we look like hypocrites. But they've gotten past that. It seems like there's obviously a small group that's still in that camp. But what I see happening, and Yago is a guy that's really big on, not Yago, Yogi Bear, Yago. This actually a guy named Yago. He was talking. He was interviewed by the wolf, not the wolf of all streets, right? The wolf of all streets. Yeah. And he was talking about how this is such a big deal for Bitcoin because like people were saying that like BlackRock now, all the institutions are in with Bitcoin and they want to have control and they want to fork Bitcoin into their so they can control it. But what he said was that's why DeFi on Bitcoin is so important right now, because with the ZK rollups, you're creating this like Bitcoin economy that's not just on the chain. You have proofs and stuff off of the chain. And so when they live off of the chain, like they can't fork all that stuff that connects back to Bitcoin. And I think that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, man, it's very exciting. It's it should be a really, really good couple months. I mean, obviously we know that with the halving coming up, but with runes coming out, and that's the thing, dude. Merlin's going to lead right into runes, right? So it's going to be like as soon as like you able to claim all your stuff out of Merlin, now it's runes' time to shine, right?
Yeah,
and it's especially now with the R6 blowing up and all that stuff happening, and we're gonna get into the VKS mines and all that stuff. There's a lot. It's again so much fun, a lot going on. But I think we got it all. I think we're all caught up, right?
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. This is gonna be. I want to get to Bitcoin real quick though. First,
Yeah,
real
let's
quick,
do that
because
first.
I want to. The reason
know.
why I'm saying that's because I want to dive into Merlin even more.
I
But
know.
first, let's talk about Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin at
Yeah.
44K. Let me bring up the chart real quick. It went on a rally today. It's really been hanging around like that 42, like 8 to like barely touching 43, and then bouncing back down to low 42s. But today it had a breakout. And there's a couple of traders that I was watching today on YouTube, and they said 48K is that magical number, right? So if we can get back to 48K, obviously that's 3,500 away from where we are now. If we get past 30 or 48, 48.5, then we're straight shot to 50 is what a lot of them were saying. What do you think about that? Like, do you feel like this is just kind of another little fake out rally and then we go back down a couple thousand again, or this is our rally back up to like 48, 50K?
I think we smashed through 48K. I really do. I truly do. I think we eventually get up to that like 49, and then we just smash through. I think we see 49, then we see 54. I think it's one of those candles, and then I think we're gonna float around in the 50s for a little while, and that'll take us to March. And I think March is gonna be that the December 2020 moment. I think that's when we really smashed through that all-time high. I truly believe that we're past all-time high by the halving day. Before having with a pullback after having, and I say that just because it just feels, man. I feel exactly how I feel now, how I felt in December of 2020. It's just everything just like in December 2020. I remember we were rocking between 11,000 and 7,000, and then after we smashed through that 11,000, we didn't stop, and we hit that all-time high of about 19,000 something, and then we smashed that, and then we just kept going. And I think we're gonna repeat that.
Yeah. So we both kind of were off our targets in terms of where Bitcoin would be possibly by now. I think we thought it would be a little bit higher just because there was just some crazy bullish activity in December, right? Why do you think it didn't get past 50 already?
Easy. ChatGPT, GBTC unlocked, which allowed all these exchanges that were underwater, like Sam Bankman-Fried's exchange FTX. Now they were allowed to sell their ChatGPT, their GBTC onto the open market, and they got out of all that. It was the first time they were able to do that. So that's where you're seeing all those dumps from. A lot of that came from that company. FTX.
Yeah.
So, and then, but it wasn't just FTX. It was Celsius was allowed to do it now. And then you had like BlockFi was also allowed to do it. So it was a lot of these underwater companies that really, they were done. They're finished. They're just trying to abstract as much liquidity out of everything, sell everything to zero, and just kind of break that up with the shareholders and the people who lost money, and kind of get some customers' money back and stuff like that. So I think that's what's happening, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And that is why, and that's something that I should have seen. I should have seen that, man. I really should have. That was going to happen. But I think,
well, I don't think anybody saw it. Even like the really intricate like analysts that were breaking it down, like Fred, he's really good at it. He didn't see it coming, and British Hodl didn't see it coming. And so I think like with that, like I think there was definitely like some higher power like in TradFi or something that might have been like kind of backdoor investing in these companies that were like, no, you guys are going to pay us back. You know what I mean? Like, and the courts and everything aligned for them to do that. And now most of that seems like it's possibly out, hopefully.
Yeah.
And now everybody wants to rally and make money, I think, going into the halving.
I think that if there wasn't so much like people like wanting to get exposure to Bitcoin now, Bitcoin would be down a lot further than it is. I think that was a lot of sell off, but I think the demand kind of ate up all that sell off. So right now it was just like they were dumping, but it was getting eaten. Eventually they're gonna stop dumping, and people are gonna still eating it all up. And I think that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see less sell pressure, more buy pressure, and then we flow, because there's not a lot of Bitcoin on the market, man. There's 2 million Bitcoin in exchanges. That's it. So we'll see what happens next. But
for sure,
I'm confident.
We might. Yeah, I mean, just looking at this real quick though. This is the daily chart. If you look here, this is the stochastics RSI, which shows whenever it's overbought, oversold. We are in the overbought on the daily, But it looks like it started to try to creep back down. And I think that's like that back and forth, kind of like 40, 42, 41, 42. And then it was actually at like 39 and 40 not long ago, right?
Yeah.
And so now it wants to creep back up. So we could be hanging out here for a while if, this is what we think it is.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of have to wait and see, like you said. But we all know where it's going to end up. Yeah, all our audience, all our listeners know where Bitcoin is heading. We're heading to the halving. So if we pull back, then it's okay. It's not going to be for long. It's going to be a temporary pullback. And then I feel like by the end of February, we should be feeling damn good.
Yep.
But
I 100% agree. And yeah, I think, by March, man, it's going to be on. Should be fun.
Yep. All right, now let's get into the fun stuff. I mean, that was fun, but this is the fun stuff. Yeah. So Merlin seal details. So we're gonna be talking about Merlin a lot. Shizzy said it. That's just the it's the highlight of the space right now. And so one of the things that we were talking about with the seal was are people gonna actually, how many people are gonna actually bring these assets over? I like how they were very strategic about what they picked. Some of the BRC20s, I'm just kind of like, okay, that I don't know, that's kind of weird. But hey, they all. I think one of the things that is consistent with all the BRC20s is the holder counts.
Yeah.
Right. So how did you feel about like the first round of who they selected? Do you feel like that's pretty spot on, or?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty obvious. Pretty obvious calls. I mean, if I was picking the stuff that I wanted in the vault for TVL reasons, and he's picking things that he doesn't think are gonna dip hard. Everything that Jeff and Bitmap from Bitmap Tech picked, they were all tokens that are being held with strong hands. Bitmaps, rats, minerals. Obviously, you get your stable coins and Bitcoin and the blue box. Like they've all been pumping and doing really well the last like 2.5 months. And I think that's why he picked it. And he doesn't want anything that's going to like get destroyed in value. Right. So I think he did a great job. I think everything he picked is good. I mean, I didn't really see anything that I was like, damn, he should have get that in. But it was the blue wand, but then I realized that the blue wand is in there. So, but yeah, that was the only thing.
Yep. And so you and I have known that this was coming. We've known this is coming, the mechanism of everything. Now, we didn't know it was going to be a seal. We just knew that we were going to be able to like bridge these assets over. And we thought more of like, okay, you can wrap them as soon as they come over, and then you would have to lock them up and stuff. Do you like this approach?
Yeah. I think it's a really good idea. So it kind of reminds me of, like I said before, like kind of like the staked Lido thing, where that's like the only question I do have is he did say when you lock your Bitcoin up, you're going to get L Bitcoin. I'm curious if everything's going to be liquid.
Yeah. So M Bitcoin. M Bitcoin is
M Bitcoin.
Yeah. M Bitcoin, M all these things. So you're able to actually sell those.
So they're still liquid, but they're just stuck on Merlin.
So if you sell them, you don't get your assets back.
Yeah, that's why there's a snapshot every day.
Yep.
Bro, that's going to be and think about all the liquidity pools now of all those assets being locked up in those things. So you're not bridging your maps over, you're locking them in the seal, and then you're getting a Merlin version of that a receipt saying you own that, which 100%. Which is very liquid. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Oh my God. And it's within the next 2 days, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I want to say it's tomorrow, but like just to be on the safe side, it's we can say the next 2 days, but I have some good reason to believe it's going to be tomorrow that the seal is going to open. It's just going to be it's going to be very interesting to see how much gets bridged over, right? Because like there's so many, like I'm just looking at like my portfolio, and a lot of times like you get, there's so much going on, you kind of scatter stuff, right? And I was able to be like, oh my God, like there's so much I can actually pull over, right? But I'm obviously going to be very strategic with my strategy. Again, I think there's going to be people that like end up gaming this like very well, and they end up coming out with what is there, like how many total Merlin tokens are there? Do you know? 200 million, I think, or
2.1 billion.
Okay, 2.1 billion. So, they could come away with like maybe like 50 million or something crazy like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so that will be worth a good chunk of change, especially it's the governance token, right? I mean, we're looking at basically like an Arbitrum for Bitcoin right now.
I would say Matic, because Arbitrum, they after their transactions are final on Arbitrum, they get finalized on Ethereum. Matic, on the other hand, is kind of like a side chain, kind of like what this is. So Matic's transaction doesn't ever get posted on Ethereum, and Merlin's transaction will never get posted on Bitcoin.
Well, they will though. They will, because like if that's why they said that you can actually deploy a BRC20 here. Well,
but
that's what
that'll
Jeff
just
told
be
us.
that'll just be a mirrored bridge. There's no way he's going to be able to put the transactions on chain. Like,
well,
the transaction,
he's sending the transaction to be able to deploy a BRC20 over there. That's the point. Like, so if you do it from over here, then that's what, or I mean, that's what
no,
it sounded like that's what it sounded like he said for whenever he was talking.
So the only way that's going to work is if he mints the token out to himself, puts that token on the other side of the seal, and then you can mint inside. And then when you bridge out, you'll get that token.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do.
But that's not finalizing on Bitcoin. Like, when Arbitrum finalizes their transactions, they basically get a whole bunch of transactions at one time, and they actually go onto Ethereum and they finalize there. There's one big massive gas fee that they pay at one time.
Well,
but Matic doesn't do that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to be doing over here, because they have ZK rollup technology here. So they're rolling up all of the transactions, sending them over to make it cheaper. I mean, that's what they said. We can talk to him about it. And see
I think that's
what
something.
it is.
Yeah, it's something we have to get into.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be more like Matic than Arbitrum.
When I compare it to Arbitrum, I mean, Arbitrum uses what for gas?
Ethereum. Yeah, I got you.
So it's using Bitcoin for gas, and then Arbitrum does what? You can bridge over what? NFTs directly from Ethereum to so that's why I compare it a lot to that. But regardless, I feel like it's definitely exciting to be able to do a lot of this stuff with these assets, because we've been kind of sitting twiddling our thumbs with them. So
speaking of NFT, like the ordinals and stuff, was frogs and stuff on the list of
yes,
stuff
it
you can
is.
lock in the vault? Oh wow.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So let me actually just pull that up real quick.
So what I'll get a, like I said, if I lock up one of my node monkeys, I'll get a M node monkey.
Yeah, I mean, I think you get like an M node monkey token, right?
Okay.
So you got node monkey here, you have a frog here. So this is the it looks like this is the round one, right? So you have mice. I don't know what R is. I think it's another
rats.
BRC20.
Right.
Okay, no, rats is right here.
No, rats over here. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's recursive. RSEV.
Oh yes, that's right. And then you have Bitcoin, of course. I think this is another BRC20, that maybe like a Chinese community one. MMSS. You have BTCS. You have Mineral. You have the song is about NFTs. Ordi, Track, and then you have the blue box, Tether, Ethereum, USDC, Bitmap, and Bitcoin. And so like this is round one, and then this is round two, which to me, is this just like the pipe token, or is this going to be like,
the pipe protocol? Yeah,
exactly.
That's the Atomicals protocol. That's the pipe protocol. Yeah.
So,
so tomorrow, I mean, in 2 days, whatever, is it just gonna be round one? That's it. So it's just gonna be those 5.
Yeah, it's just it's gonna be everything in this circle here.
Okay.
And then this outer circle is gonna be stage 2,
and that'll be a different day.
Yeah. Well, further down the line, I think, I think what their plan is to have this seal for up until April, and then this will start like a second seal, including you can still do these. It'll just start to include these.
I gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the way they planned this out was really, really smart, because when you do compare it to other layer 2s, like it's like night and day, because like no one else is, they're not even talking about these kind of Bitcoin layer 1 assets.
Nope.
I mean, don't you think that's like a smart strategy? Because like for Jeff, it's like basically like it's a way to connect, I don't want to say emotionally, but kind of emotionally to like the Bitcoin ordinal ecosystem community, while these other layer 2s are just like, hey, you can bring Bitcoin over here. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. I love it. I think Jeff is probably one of the smartest people in the space, man. He's killing it. This is absolutely amazing. Everything he's doing. Obviously everything needs to work properly and everything needs to be good. But I definitely believe in him and I believe in his team and everything I've seen from them so far with the BRC 420 and recursive verse and stuff. Everything's been so good. Oh, this is awesome.
Yep. And this is where you can see the Merlin coin distribution, basically, right? So 20% is going to be shared amongst the seal stakers.
Yeah.
And then you have like a similar size pie for builders, and then a similar size pie for holders, and then validators, and then users. So this is the part too, like, I don't think they wanted to, like, you brought this up, and it's pretty, good catch with this, because like they initially talked about this, they pulled back, and you said, they probably pulled back because they didn't want to overload their servers, which was smart.
100%. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, no, I didn't know that Arbitrum was going to do what they did. You know what I mean? In terms of dropping it. And so this is going to be like a really good surprise one day, I think.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty amazing. And so basically just by using the chain, just like using like Merlin swap, right? You use that, you're a user, right? So not only are you going to earn the Merlin swap token, you're also earning the Merlin token, right? On top of that, so it's like, there's so many reasons to be over here before the halving block. And I'm not even saying that to, have you bridge your money over, to be very careful. But he's giving you every single incentive possible to come over here. And then that's just Merlin swap. How many other swaps are going to pop up? Like even you said it when you were on Kronos. Like how many different exchanges popped up and tried to get liquidity?
Like within that first, so it launched in November, and then I want to say by December there was like 4 or 5 that were just like, then they were just starting up their own pools, right? But you could start to see by like early January, which there was 2 that were pulling away. You know what I mean? And so I think I expect something similar, probably. Like Merlin swap's obviously like going to be the front runner here. But that doesn't mean you can't make money. Like starting up a DEX and that doesn't like necessarily like is the main one can still be a successful business model, because you're earning fees and you know what I mean? You can earn through liquidity pools and staking and all types of crazy stuff. So I think we probably see something similar, probably like 3 to 5. And then, Merlin swap will probably end up being the main one.
Yeah.
We never know.
It's going to be fun. And like, I'm definitely going to try to use every single thing, every single DApp that's over here that does not have a token, use it. Definitely be careful. Use a burner wallet. Don't have too much. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Use multiple wallets. Like me, I'm using two different MetaMasks. I'm using 2 different Unisat wallets for this. I'm spread out within all 4 wallets, and that again is another strategy of mine, because a lot of the times, obviously, it's the more you accumulate with that you're doing and stuff, the more you're doing. But I'm spread out 4 different wallets. So I'm gonna have 4 different wallets doing this stuff. So I'm gonna get 4 different amounts of airdrops.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good strategy for sure. All right, let's go through really quick some of the staking rewards here. So in this round of Merlin Seals, so this is the first round, you'll have the opportunity to obtain a variety of stackable rewards. Divide 20% of the total supply of Merlin Chain governance token, MERL. And it says currently the highest proportion of staking rewards among all layer 2 projects. Deposit ETH to receive ETH native staking income. Provide liquidity to Merlin Chain's native DEX, Merlin Swap, to earn additional rewards. Participate in DeFi on Merlin Chain to get additional income. Stay tuned for more. So this is the participation part, right, for users. Points rules. A snapshot of the assets locked by each user will be taken every hour. I thought it was daily. Goodness. And the total value of the locked assets will be converted into an amount denominated in Bitcoin based on the average price of the day. The user will receive the amount times 10,000 M points on that next day. Wow, within the decimal rounded down. Okay, that's interesting. So if I have like $50,000 worth of Bitcoin or assets that equate $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, it's times 10,000.
Yep.
Is how many? Wow, that's crazy.
That's
And
just
I
the
think
points. That doesn't mean that's how much Merlin
well,
you're getting.
I think it is 1-to-1, but we'll keep reading here.
Oh,
It says,
crap.
yeah. So it says, for example, a user has pledged a total of 10 ordi. The snapshot price of ordi on this day is $60. The snapshot price of Bitcoin is 40,000. Then the total value of the user's pledged assets is 10 times 60. Okay, divided by 40,000. Okay, so you divide it by
Yeah.
the Bitcoin price equals 0.015 Bitcoin. The user will receive 0.015 times 10,000. So 150 endpoints. Okay, so that makes more sense. But that's only $60. That's why, right?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
not
so
much.
that's 600. That's $600.
Yeah.
So for about $600 worth of Bitcoin's worth 40,000, you'll get 150 points. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, like 6,000 would be times 10. You get 1,500 points.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
That's every single day.
But 60,000 will get you 15,000 points.
Yeah.
So, and that's every day, right? So
Yep.
imagine getting 15 around on average, like 15,000 endpoints. And if they are 1-to-1, let's see how much that would be in a month.
It just shows me is he's trying to dump this whole supply on his users. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's trying to make the users get a lot of these coins. The early users are going to get most of the Merlin. That is insane.
Yeah. So if you have $60,000 worth and Bitcoin's worth 40,000, then in a month you would get 465,000 MERL. But you probably stake it for 2 months, right? So that's about almost 1 million MERL on a 2.1 billion. I don't know. That could cause people like whales to be like, you know what, I'm gonna put like 200K in there because I want like a good chunk. I want at least like
Merlin.
5 to 10 million Merlin from just staking.
Yep. What an opportunity we have right now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
We're finally early to something. You know what I mean? Like I always felt late. Like I did. Like with Phantom and stuff, I always felt late with Ethereum and everything. Just always late. And now it's like the first time. I mean, I did feel early with Ordinals, just not as early as I want it to be, because we got in April and Ordinals was really banging in February. But like this is like getting in Ordinals in February, January. It's like it's an opportunity that we didn't have before. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you, man. I mean, we definitely were early to Ordinals, even though like we came in late spring, but we weren't the earliest, right? Like the earliest people were like January, February. But this is definitely like you can't be earlier than this, right?
No.
For some
day 2.
Yeah. So all right, it says pledgeable assets phase 1, Bitcoin. We already went over all the BRC20s, track all those.
I want to hit on track real quick. Okay. So guys, obviously, if you hold track, you're getting the tap airdrop, right? I just want to make sure that the snapshot has not happened yet. And if you deposit your track tomorrow and that snapshot happens, you will not get your tap. So do not deposit your track if you want the tap airdrop. Just wait until the snapshot. Benny will announce when the snapshot is, or he might not. We don't know. But until you're 100% sure, do not deposit your track until you're getting that tap. All right. Yeah. I don't want no one getting burned by this. And Jeff might be able to do something where he allocates the track to the tap tokens to the holder, but we don't know if that's even possible. You know what I mean? Because it's all coming to one wallet. For him to figure out who owns what, it's going to be so hard. So I just think that just do not deposit tracks. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But I don't think it's going to be hard to know, because like whenever you get back your asset, you got to get back the asset that you put in. Imagine if like you put a node monkey in, right? I mean, they have to. I mean, we don't know, right? But I'm just saying.
The problem is like it's going to be a giant amount of tap at one time. Let's just say like 90 people put their track in there and all sorts of different amounts, right?
Oh yeah, you're 100%
at one time. It's like 100%. He's going to have to sit there and sort through all that tap and figure out how much that belongs to. They're not going to do that. They're just going to hold the tap and then figure out what to do with it later. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they could do a simple calculation, kind of like an algorithm of like
hold an M track.
or yeah, MTrack. How much MTrack does this wallet have? How much did they
Do
deposit?
something like that.
But like this is just all speculation, right?
Yeah.
Because you're right. Like at the end of the day, this is this is more of letting PSA, right?
Yeah.
Public service announcement. Because like I want the tap.
Me
Do
too.
you know how much the tap allocation distribution is?
It's less than 25%.
Okay, so of what you hold, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. But I mean, tap could definitely like be one of those that like it could be right behind track quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna be scooping up everyone's. If you drop your tap after you get airdropped it, I will be buying it up. Just letting everyone know.
All right, so then we have bitmaps. I think this is gonna be a big one. The blue box and all that good stuff we already went over. So wallets available that can do the seal. You have Unisat, OKX, BitGet, Bybit, and then you have your EVM wallet stuff. I love that. I wanted to bring that up, and I forgot about that earlier. Yeah. The thing I love about this chain in Bitcoin Layer 2 is that, I mean, like you can bring liquidity from both sides, right? So like in EVM is just a bunch of DeFi liquidity, and you just bring that in, and then you can use your Bitcoin wallet, and so I just feel like there's nothing else like this right now.
I agree.
So this is interesting. So how to increase revenue, right? I think we might be starting up a team, possibly. We'll see.
No, we're 100%. Ordinal Revolution will be a huge player.
Let's go. So it says after staking, users can choose to become a team leader or join an existing team. The team leader has the right to invite team members. When the total pledge value of the team reaches a certain amount, the captain and the team members will receive the following endpoints bonus. So 1 Bitcoin captain plus 0.1%, team member plus 0.05%. 5 Bitcoins captain plus 0.2 and team member plus 0.1. So you can see obviously it increases every time you go up, but like, I mean, this is a good multiplier, right? So that's why I think it's good to work as a team, because if you get a total amount of Bitcoin in as a team, each team member gets, that additional.
Yeah.
So,
and you got to remember too, if the bigger the team you're in, yes, you're getting the higher percent, but you're getting a lower amount, right? So if your team's earning more than your, no, what's stopping everyone from just joining one team then, and everyone getting that 0.6%?
I mean, nothing. I don't think.
Why not just join?
There might be maxed. It might be maxed out. I mean, I know B Squared has like a dashboard.
Okay.
So maybe like there's like only a certain amount you can do, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so this is crazy too, because this is what you get. So user cross-chain assets, Merlin Chain through the official cross-chain bridge of Merlin Chain, the transferred assets will be automatically deposited in the MPC wallet. So that's the wallet that's going to be holding all of it, right? Managed by professional partners such as Kobo. The assets in the MPC wallet will be locked. Based on the locked assets, users can receive the corresponding mapped asset M token on Merlin Chain. For example, if you stake 1 BTC, you receive 1 MBTC. M token can be used for transactions and interactions with ecological projects, such as providing liquidity for DEX, participating in DeFi lending, etc., to earn additional income. N token cannot leave Merlin Chain, but can be traded in Merlin Chain ecosystem. If the user sells the M token, he can continue to receive M points rewards, but he cannot withdraw the original pledge assets corresponding to the M token. Do you get that?
So if you stake, let's just say M Node Monkey, but you sell it inside, you still get the Merlin
points. You still get the Merlin points, but you cannot get your out unless you get your tokens back. Which the token's going to be like in a Merlin economy, right? On-chain economy.
It doesn't matter if you go in and you accumulate a whole bunch of stuff. You don't get those endpoints. It's only what you deposit in the seal.
Yeah, like what you deposit in the seal.
Yeah,
is what you're earning.
I got you.
Right. But like if you get the M tokens back, or like after you deposit, that's like your receipt. Like you said, you sell those though, you still earn the Merlin Chain token, but you can't get your asset back. But you know what that tells me? That like there's gonna be like already like liquidity on these M tokens, right? So like M frogs, M whatever, right? People are gonna be like doing DeFi with these tokens. So it's really cool, man. This is going to be really cool because like initially this sounds like when you first hear about it, you're like, okay, this is just to get things going. No, this is how it's going to run. Like from
Tokenizing
now on.
everything.
Yeah, this is how it's going to run. Like this chain is going to run based on being powered, basically. Like this is the power, the engine behind it is Bitcoin layer 1 assets, man. Right?
Wow, man.
How
I'm so
bullish
bullish
can you
on
be?
this.
I know, man.
I can't wait to just get started, dude. I just want to go.
I know. Okay, so we got to probably finish this one up because like we've been on this forever. I think that's pretty much it. So this is the last thing I want to go over. So who is the real Bitcoin layer 2? So they're very confident and have the right to be. But you stake Bitcoin, but them and other layer 2s do it. Staking rewards 20% compared to 5% other layer 2s. Governance token BRC20. Governance token no BRC20 because I don't care about BRC20.
Shout out Jeff, man. Good call.
And then BRC20 staking, Ordisats, Rats, Track, BTCS, few or none. Other ordinals assets, Bitmap, BRC420, none, because you don't know them. Oh man, this is great. Mainnet, check, no. Wallets, Bitcoin plus EVM. MetaMask lover. DApp, native dApps, Unicross, Bitmap War, Mineral. Haven't tried ordinals yet. Man, that was like, I mean, like, could you get more like confident than that, man? I love it. It's pretty crazy.
Shout out that team, dude. I'm excited.
Okay,
we could have did a full episode on that, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
I feel like we got like we were trying to break down the comparison to Arbitrum for a bit and stuff. Then we jump right into here and we just show the audience like each part of Merlin Chain. And I feel like I'm gonna be honest. I feel kind of like it. Yeah, I feel like I've been just talking about Merlin Chain nonstop, and you can see it on my Twitter and stuff. But like, I don't care. This is what it is right now. I'm bullish on other stuff in the ecosystem too, though. So, but
that's the thing. When Runes comes out, we'll probably only talk about Runes for a few episodes. It's just I think Charlie Spears said it the best. Like watching our shows. If you look back in a few months and you watch an episode, you can kind of see exactly the feel of that week. You know what I mean? And that's why we do these weekly updates and stuff. Because when we look back in a year and we watch these old episodes, I'm like, oh wow, the Merlin Chain. I wish I could go back and tell him this and stuff like that. So it's definitely exciting. And in a few months, the show might be all Runes. So we'll see. Yep.
I agree with you 100%. We didn't even get a chance to talk about Hoo-Hoo.
Hoo-Hoo.
But let's move on. We'll definitely keep talking about Merlin Chain the rest of the week. But let's talk about some other stuff real quick. Unisat is lagging. I've been kind of vocal about this in our like private chats and stuff, just because it's a little frustrating for me because I've been waiting on their layer 1 modular swap for so long, and I feel like they just put out this like promotional game thing to give away something. I'm like, they're not even like focusing on like the stuff that people are waiting on. What do you think is going on with them? And do you feel the same way as me? Or
they're losing the battle for wallets to Xverse and could potentially Orange. They're dropping soon. They lost that battle. They're losing the battle to the swaps. I mean, you got OmniSwap and now you have Merlin Layer 2, which is the same thing as what Unisat has with their modular systems. You're still bridging out. You're still bridging something else. You're still doing all that stuff off chain, basically. So it's the same thing. So Merlin Swap is outpacing them there. And then you have, all these other things that are happening with the other swaps and different protocols, and they're not picking up protocols fast enough. And they're not, and they completely lost the BRC20s to OKX. Like that's a L for them because they got zero fees. Why would you buy anything on Unisat when you can buy it on OKX for zero fee? Unless you can do some arbitrage stuff where you're getting it cheaper, which is very rare anyway. So I don't know. I think Unisat is they were top of their game, man. They were number one, and they're taking a few steps back here. And I don't know if they're going to be able to recover.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you use OKX or Unisat?
I haven't really bought BRC20s in a while. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the last 2 times that I have was on Unisat. So
it's almost kind of, is that like more of a comfortable, like you're comfortable with it, and so you're just like, you know what?
Yeah, it was just like, well, it was cheaper on Unisat.
Okay.
So it was one of
What?
those things where I
Oh,
checked.
the token price.
Well, I don't know if it was cheaper, but the amount I wanted was smaller and was more. I was able to get it on Unisat. But I did check OKX first.
Yeah.
But then I saw that all the amounts were too high. They were like, there were a lot, and then I went with Unisat because they had the amount that I want and the price that I want. So
yeah. So I mean, I use Unisat still,
yeah,
and the reason why I asked you is because Unisat needs to be careful because they're hanging on by a string,
yeah,
and the only reason the West uses them still is because we're so busy with other stuff. We just like comfortable, easy,
yeah,
but China is like that about OKX. Like
yeah.
they're comfortable with OKX. They
Mhm.
you know what I mean. So if Unisat loses, the West, then it's game over for them, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
because like that's pretty much their only like audience right now, right?
yeah,
And market. So if I was them, I would definitely like put a fire under my own butt and get
yeah,
going. Just what I mean, like you had the market, you had
yeah.
it, like what I mean, like you might not have had like the Chinese market the entire time because like OKX has pretty much had that for a while,
Mhm.
but you definitely had like you dominated the Western and English
Yeah.
speaking market, and now I feel like a lot of those people are kind of at least trying out OKX and not just liking what Unisat is doing. So not to talk bad about Unisat or anything, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just lagging.
100%. Sorry, Unisat, but pick your game up, buds. I
Yep,
mean,
yep, yep.
I like Lorenzo and I like what they're doing over there. Well, what we thought they were doing, but they're just taking a step backwards. We'll see.
Yep. Where do you want to go next?
Let's jump to the Quantum Cats.
Let's do it. Are you happy with your cat meow?
Yeah, so we talked about it in the beginning of the show, and so let's just give a quick overview of what happened. So it was about a week ago, Monday. They had a launch, and the website wasn't working for Unisat wallet holders, so they had to redo it, and then they did it a week later, and it worked good. And then so that was the whitelist, and then the non-whitelist public got botted up in seconds. I tried, and as soon as I did the what is it called, captcha,
Yeah.
where I had to pick the streetlights. It was done. 0 seconds. I don't know if I'm just slow with the capture or what, but it was gone in 2 seconds. There was 500 of them left. They were all no, there was like 300 of them left. They were all gone by the time I got there. So I was upset. I was just like, damn it, I really wanted one. And then I started thinking, what's my number? What's the price that I want it for? And I said, point one, anything in point one, whether it's 0.19 or point whatever, that's the okay. That's what I'm okay with. And I was like, point two, I might take a step back, right? So it went live at 3:00 yesterday, which was Tuesday, and immediately shot to one of the first ones I seen was point 198. And I was like, that's your number, just do it now. Boom, I did it. And then it dropped 0.18, 0.17, 0.16,
That feeling sucks.
0.15. And I'm just like, oh man. And then I put my phone down. I had some things to do, and I went back, and then it was 0.22 and 0.24 and then 0.28, and I was like, all right, woo! Like I felt good again about it. But if I would have just waited, I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars, right? From 0.19 to 0.14, like that's a good chunk of, like I think that's $2,000.
Yeah.
And but I'm okay with my purchase. I'm happy with it. I really like the way my cat looks, and that was another thing too. One of the cats I wanted the black background with the purple cat, like that. That's what I wanted, and I got the one that, well, a type of one that I like and that I wanted. So I'm very very happy with that. Care if we show your screen here?
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, so you can see here the floor is at like pretty much 0.3 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think if you bought a cat between 0.1, well, it would have never gotten back to 0.11, but like let's say 0.135 to 0.2, to be honest, I in my mind I was like, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good because this is going for sure to 0.3.
Yeah.
I actually think it's probably going to go to like 0.45, 0.5 maybe.
Mhm.
One if there's like another pickup here, like in the space. But I was thinking about this, there's a lot of hype behind this and all this stuff, but like, how many times can we say, oh, this is gonna be like the crypto punks, but for ordinals? You know what I mean? Like, how many times can we say like that? Because I feel like we've said that with like frogs, we've said that with node monkeys, we've said that with OMBs, kind of like in its own thing, because it's been like that for a while, and now we're saying it with quantum cats. Like, is there going to be another thing that comes out, and then like we're like, this is going to be like the crypto punks of ordinals?
I mean, not, but that happens with everything. Everyone compares like the quarterback to, you know, Joe Montana and then Tom Brady. Like, every quarterback gets compared to those guys, right? It happens, you know, it happens in basketball. Everyone gets compared to Michael Jordan. Everyone gets compared to Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? The neck. Everyone, if you're a big guy, you get compared to Shaq. It's just one of those things where it's like that. It's always going to happen. You're always going to look
It's the
back and
standard.
so, yeah, it's always going to happen. But I think this is the first time in history that we've had a project with actual founders that are not in it for the money. I truly, truly believe that Udi and Eric.
That was a lot of money, though.
But hold on, I think that Udi and Eric took this money on to do something amazing with Taproot Wizards, right? That's the company, that's the brand, right? I think, and this being, you know, obviously the second drop by them, they're going to do something pretty crazy with this. And I think holders are going to be rewarded like throughout the entire time of holding this. They already even came out and said that this isn't their final form. What if every picture of this cat is kind of like the uncommons, where it had that, you know, I'm sorry, the commoners, where they had that, you know, that picture first and then they got revealed? What if they all just get revealed and it's something like,
but they're all unique already.
that's what I mean, and like
So
they're all
another thing, yeah, that's pretty
another unique behind it. How much do you think that would jack the price up? Just something like that.
I mean, a lot. This is definitely one that like, so the ones that I named off,
Yeah,
actually, I think they all like retain value,
yeah,
because like they are what they are, right? Like, people, I mean, it shows in their price even to
yeah,
this day. Like, frogs are the lowest out of those, but like we all know what frogs can do once they
yeah,
take off. Node monkeys are node monkeys, and
yep,
it has like a lot of ETH, it has a lot of Bitcoin, it has a
yep,
lot of everybody. And then quantum cats is like the one that kind of hit the articles, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And so,
yep,
and then OMB is OMB. So like right now, those are like the top four. And I honestly, like, this is not like a stab at OCM, but like OCM has kind of been like not really like there,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And I know that they're a higher priced collection, but I just feel like they're not really in that race anymore. What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah. Well, I'm on the other side of that. I think OMB will always be the
Not
top.
OMB, OCM,
On-chain
on chain
monkeys.
monkey.
No,
Yeah,
get out of here. They're not even top 10.
yeah,
Like
but
I don't.
they've always been priced, you know what I mean, like high.
I
But I feel like they had their moment in like the summer or something, right? Like, didn't they, like, when the dimensions came out or something?
yeah,
And then like it was just like they were only known to be priced high,
yeah.
but no one was like, like buying them up and like flashing them and stuff. But I mean,
My top five is imprint. I think it's gonna be my top five forever. It's Quantum Cats is number one, right? And then it's probably gonna be No Monkeys number two, and then I'm gonna say Frogs in number three, and then I'm gonna say OMB in the four, and then Puppets in the five.
oh
That's the five for me.
wow,
I think the Puppets are
oh
over.
wow,
Oh, I truly believe
geese.
that. I love the Goose Noodles, but they're not top five.
Like, what about Goose Nose though? Do you feel like they're
They're
have they
top
lost
10 for sure.
have they lost the mojo, or do you think they have their comeback?
I think with base's civil war with the base community, they went through like a civil war. If you're in the ordinals or like the ordinal support desk a lot, you notice that there's just some members that aren't there anymore, and there's some members that they do their own spaces now, and there's this rift, and I felt that through. I've heard, and people told me that like yeah, I'm dumping my goosenals because there's a rift in the the base community and the OS, what is it? Ordinals support desk,
Yeah,
OSD. So I think that's the reason why Goosenals got hit hard. I think they're true believers still, but I just think that they were they were on top of their game when you'd go into Ordinal support desk and you just hear like that song that they would
don't
play and
get
the
me
hype was
started.
there. It was just so exciting, and it's not there anymore. It's the excitement cooled down pretty low. But I think Goosenals had come back. I do think Goosenals is definitely in that sixth spot. I would take Goosenals over on-chain monkeys any day.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think Goose Noodles comes back, and I think base.
Do you think they get in that top 5?
I like them and puppets could easily flip flop.
No, puppets just have that strong.
I mean, like
community right now.
puppets energy is like you're like you can't really explain it. Like it came out of nowhere, and like they're like ugly draws. I feel like
Well, it's
basically
drawn by
someone
an
smoked like
autistic
3
kid.
blunts. Oh, is it?
It's drawn by an autistic kid.
Is it? Well, I thought
Yeah.
like if they
The
are like
opium is like
I thought,
an autistic thing.
well, I thought like when you have autism, like you're like focused on like one thing, you know what I mean? And then like you're
Yeah.
but maybe it was intentionally like that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it is kind of cool that it's like, you know, the whole opium though, like that threw me off.
I
You
know,
what I
that
mean?
is true. Yeah.
And I'm like, is it representing
could-
like
I could be wrong about this.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but anyways, yeah, so the only reason I say that like it could flip flop is because I even though like puppets had this weird crazy energy like that just kind of came out of left
Yeah.
field, and that momentum hasn't stopped. Like that's how Goosenol was whenever it first
Yep.
started, right? Like it had that crazy energy that came out of
Mhm.
nowhere, and it's like
Yep.
this organic project. But I can see those kind of flip flopping at times, but we'll see what happens. But one thing too is that like, you know, the basic community, you know, they've built so much good stuff,
Yeah.
and I think that like everything, you know, every group, every you know, group of friends, whatever, they go through times and ups and downs and stuff. So I think they'll figure it out. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
they have a lot of good stuff that they brought to this space, and I think they'll continue to do so.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's time for, you know, them to get back together. I think that, you know, as a tandem, they were just stronger. They're stronger together, and I think it's time for people to, you know, apologize or not apologize, or just look at each other and nod at each other and say we're all good. We're, you know, we're doing this for, you know, for each other. You know, we're all here to try and make it. And I think that's one thing that has to happen for Goosenals to be to beat out the puppets, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, because like when the base community is on point and they're in unison, like they can't really be stopped.
Unstoppable, unfreaking stoppable. When the ordnal support desk is booming, man, Goosenals are gonna they could have gotten the top 3. If there wasn't a Civil War, they probably could have gotten the top 3.
All right. So let's really quickly hit on some stuff because we still got the update. So tomorrow, just to let you guys know, Saturn Rings is launching tomorrow, finally, because they kept like posting like, hey, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Make sure you top up your account and all this stuff. But this is gonna be interesting. It's a new protocol. And I would say do some research on that because it's definitely a different way of creating fungible tokens. They're using this mark your Satoshis method. And you have to have a certain amount of Satoshis in your wallet to be able to receive the Rings protocol fungible. So I think it's 100,000 Satoshis or something like that you have to have at a minimum. But do some research on that because if you're supposed to get that airdrop, make sure that you have the minimum required in there because you won't get it.
Yeah.
Quick thoughts on that?
Are you trying for this?
No. Dude, like, you know, I had mentioned like it's gotten to a point where it's just like so much like back in August and in September. I gotta really, I mean, I love diving into all these, but being able to be exposed to all of them myself is tough. It's tough because like sometimes like when I do that, like I forget about it, you know, because like then like next thing you know, like I'm on to the next protocol and I forget that I had this other wallet with like rings in it, or you know what I mean, and I don't want to have my portfolio that way. So
well, with the it's just another protocol. I think the protocol thing is just too many now, and I just don't care. I'm on to the IDOs, I'm on to the layer 2s, I'm on to the next chapter. You know, there's gonna be 6 more protocols that drop. Rings is just gonna be like another one in the sand. And we interviewed the founder. You know, I wish them all the luck, but I don't think we need another protocol right now. I think if he was going to do something, just do it a little different. This seems to be, you know, more of the same. I mean, we have BRC 20, we have TAP, we have BRC 420, we have CBRC 20, we have BR. There's too many.
ARC 20,
ARC 20. I just don't care. I lost interest. I want to. I like the assets we have here, and I want to move them to layer 2 to be able to do DeFi on them. So.
And then maybe just wait for runes on layer 1. That's it.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah, exactly. So I'm ready for the next chapter, and I'm ready for Merlin, and I'm ready. I just don't care enough to try.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. One other thing, Verothium gas mines are launching tomorrow, guys. So be ready for this. We don't know the exact time, but I think it's going to be, a little bit after, like in the evening, probably like
Yeah.
late evening. We're going to go live, and Sam from the Ordinal side, which is the founder of Verothium DAO as well, he's going to be live with us. And I think it will probably either have already launched or going to launch live with us. So just make sure you watch that live tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. He has, he has plans for you to be able to mine a runes token. But the cool thing about this is a BRC 420. So let's say that, like, you decide, hey, I want to take this over to Merlin later on whenever they open up. Let's say they get past like the second layer or second stage, and they just open it up to like all BRC 420s. Let's just say they do. You can do that. Or if it builds up enough like of a community and they decide they take it on. So we'll see. It's going to be another one of those things where you can earn tokens. So
yeah. I mean, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see tomorrow. But well, you don't sound too enthused about it. You feel like it's just another.
I just, I need more information. You know what I mean? Like I need definites. I need exactly what's going on, and I think we'll get that tomorrow with Sam. So tune in for that. But
Yep, tune in live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then that is it, guys. We can jump into the token updates and the fungibles and all that great stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe we'll skip a lot of them. Maybe we'll just do BRC 20 and stuff like that, and Magic Eden today.
Okay, let's do that. All right. So in the number one spot, we have PIN. It's down 2.38% in total volume, sitting at 0.0002. And then you have number two is DEPD. I don't know what that is, but there's no volume change. Man, that's crazy. This is number two, and there's no volume change on the 24. Why? I don't know, but it's 0.003 there. Oh, okay. It just reset. Sorry. So PIN is actually number three with a down 1.15%. You have BNB Plus down 0.14. Man, Unisat just looks like there's just random stuff on here. 0.0045 is the value of BNB Plus. Then you have Track at number 4, down 12.01% on 24-hour volume, sitting at $4.85. This is down about, I would say, 15 cents. It's been around $5. You have AINN. So this is one of the ones that's going to be able to bridge over to Merlin Layer 2. It's down 92%, though, in terms of 24-hour volume, sitting at $1.28. Then you have GPRH up 4,995%. It's at 0.0067. Yeah, that's jumped up. Not a bunch listed here, though. Then you have MMSS down 52.61% in 24-hour volume, sitting at 53 cents. So this got all the way down. Though. Yeah, it got down to 40 cents. So this is back up. I think the news about them being a part of the seal was a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was weird because they came out with they have like an NFT project right now, and they came out with this URL that was like presale.magic eden, and I messaged them about it, and they said, yeah, that's our presale NFT site, so you get benefits or something with it. But anyways, and you have EOSX up 2,398%, sitting at 0.0036, or ORNJ up 75.71%. This had a big day today. It's sitting at 33 cents. I think this got as low as 11 cents, I think.
Yeah. I was going to pick some up too, dude.
I know.
I regret it.
Me too. But it was hard to tell, right? You're like, okay, is it going to actually take off or not?
Because it was 6 cents was the pre-sale. And obviously it's not going to go under 6 cents. So I was like, but maybe you can go to 8 cents, but it didn't. Yeah. And I didn't buy any.
And then number 10 is SXIO, down 9.09%, sitting at 42 cents. Then 11, you have Play, sitting at up 43.26%, sitting at 4 zeros and a 1-2. And then GRPH, down 32.91%, $1.08. And then BTC, sitting at down almost 100%, 98.2% for volume, 0.0071. I'm not sure what this Chinese character is, but it's up 14.29%. 3 zeros and a 7. Ordi comes in at number 15 in terms of
Wow, what is
volume. I
going
know
on over
it's
here?
crazy. Up 26.77% though, sitting at $59.68. So a little bit of a pickup because it's been at like $54.
Yeah.
Then you have Sats down 9.08% on the 24-hour
I
volume.
feel like this has been down only for a while now, dude.
Yeah, it's been hovering around like 6 zeros and a 4.5 to like
Yeah.
4.8 and back. Then you have PILN down 29.72%, down 4 zeros 5.7. ITMP no volume. SCAT SCAT no volume. 20X up 14.78%, sitting at 20 cents. RSK down 61.43%, sitting at 0.0002. And then DRCR, no volume. And then another Chinese character, no volume. I am about ready to look at another. I'm ready for swaps, man. I'm ready for
me
swaps
too.
on layer 1. Omnisat. I hope you guys are gonna launch soon because I'm just, I'm just ready. I'm ready. I'm
right
done
there
with
with
it.
you. And I'll take you guys over to the digital artifact, the part of the update. We have the Quantum Cats in that number 1 spot, sitting at 0.295. RSIC, bro. What a tear, man. It got up to 0.13 today.
Oh, that's like my freaking
0.117.
I'm so sad about that. It's like my heartbreak, man.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
all
very
good though.
happy that I was airdropped.
It's so wild because like
Unfortunately.
last run, like I was
I
happy
know.
about a lot of stuff and you were sad.
Yep.
It's reversed.
Yeah, man. It was just for me last time. Like I explained it before. Like what happened to me was I had a certain amount of Bitcoin and I didn't have a certain amount of Bitcoin. So when I was able to get that certain amount of Bitcoin back, I'm comfortable now. Like I can hold things now. Last time I struggled to hold things because I needed the certain amount of Bitcoin back. You know what I mean? I just needed it to be mine again. And because everything can go to zero, but the amount of Bitcoin I have within the next 10 to 20 years, I'll be a millionaire eventually. Right. So I needed that security, that sense of security. And that's why I couldn't hold things as long as I wanted to hold them. And that's why I gave up on things a little sooner than I wanted to. Now I just feel like I'm holding everything. I'm not letting anything go. I'm ready. I got 8 to 10 more months of this. I ain't selling shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just how I feel now. But back to the update. We got Bitcoin puppets in that 3 spot. I'm so glad I picked up one of these as well. Very happy about that. No monkeys in that 4 spot, sitting at 0.18. So this was a drop. I'm looking to get into this. I don't want to get in at this price. This was a free airdrop that we got, but it wasn't a part of the thing, right?
Well, it wasn't a free airdrop. It was a free mint.
Free mint. Well, yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. You just had to claim it.
Yeah.
And then
but I would look at how much is Polygon right now or Matic? Like
one token?
Yeah.
Like 70 cents, 80 cents.
Okay, so if you look at the bit discs on Polygon, like there's a bit disc black that's like the floor is 100 Matic, and then the other one is like 9.9 Matic.
It's still only
So
$90.
exactly. So I mean, I would just say now this is on Bitcoin, so that could be a big difference. And bits
First ever stablecoin on Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. So BitSmiley is the stable coin on Bitcoin. So that's where the difference could be because BitSmiley was kind of competing with like USDC and all these other things before on all these EVM chains.
And they're partners with Merlin as well. So it's another thing. So they're backed by Binance as well. So it's like, so I think BitSmiley might be taking a lot of that, that BUSD area. So we'll see. But we got Bitmap sitting at 0.0055. Then we have, what is this?
Oxalati.
Not a fan of the art. Yeah.
Dude, it reminds me of like something from Adult Swim, right?
Yeah.
Like the cartoons on Adult Swim or something. I actually think it's cool, but I wish they were a little bit different because they all look the same.
BTC machines coming at 0.138. And we have the frogs in that 9th spot sitting at 0.165. CCO sitting at 0.0031. Deuces Ex Machina by Cyber. What's this? Cyber C Xvid. What is going on with these? I don't know, man. I'm not like I was trying to get into fine art, man. It's just not working for me. Now that I've got DeFi over here, it's kind of like that went out the window for me. Now I just want to do DeFi. Opium sitting at 0.109. So that's fun.
Bro, like for me, I would rather have an opium than a puppet because of the inscription number, but
What's the inscription?
because they're not that much more,
Holy
right?
moly.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
'Cause-
around the frogs, right? Yeah, frogs.
Yeah, it's around the frogs, but like the puppets are a derivative of opium.
But it's a 10K collection. 10K collection is PvP,
But there's no way it can overcome like opium because opium was the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I actually been watching that, and I've been seeing
Opium.
like puppets have like come to like the opium floor, and it gets rejected because I'm sure that like they don't want like it to be more than opium because then that just would be weird, right? It would be like the mutants. It would be like the mutants being more than bored apes.
See, no, I don't see that because everyone when you say like the apes, you mean one thing. I think this is different. I think the people like I hear the pups a lot. We gotta love the pups. Shout out to the pups. Oh, we got pups down there. We got pups. They're being talked about a lot in a lot of spaces and a lot of things, and you don't hear anything about opium. So when someone new comes over here, they're like, oh, the opium, they kind of look like the pups, but I was told to get the pups, or I keep hearing about the pups. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like the puppets will pass opium.
If they do pass opium, then
they have at one point.
That's bad for opium.
Well, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like if I was an OG opium holder,
you probably, but that's the thing.
I would be pissed.
You got like 10. You were able to get 10 pups.
I know, but like I would still be pissed because like I would be like it just doesn't make sense from like a hierarchy position. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That would be like saying that like LeBron rookie card becomes worth more than Jordan's, and it just won't ever happen.
I don't know if it's saying that. See, I think you're thinking too much into it. I just think that I think that just the 10K collections just have more value than the other ones. I think that's all it is.
The lower. I mean, if that was the case, an OMB would be not 0.55.
But it's not in the they're just because. See, but that's the thing too. That's just because of what's his name, Z Shark, right?
Yeah, but now you're just reaching for different reasons.
All right, I probably
but like I get why you're bullish on puppets 100%. Like that energy came out of nowhere. If you want my opinion, I think it's the ETH guys. Like seriously, like the ETH guys' energy can do that. We saw it with node monkeys, and now we're seeing it with puppets. And I'm not trying to crap on puppets. I think like puppets are like awesome. What they're doing is amazing. Like you just don't see that kind of energy that. So I just hope that the OG holders with the opium and stuff, because like I don't know. I think it's the collector in me too, making me biased. Yeah. Because I'm like, it's older or the inscription number and all that stuff. But
yeah, man,
we're just in a good spot, I think.
Well, that's our show, guys. We do want to talk to you guys about one thing really quickly. Bring that up.
Yep.
So we'll talk about this first real quick.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
Yep. So we actually are going to be a Bitcoin magazine affiliate. So you can actually get your Bitcoin Nashville tickets through us with a 10% discount code. We will get that link soon. So if you guys are interested, we're going to always have that link in the description of our videos. Yeah. So if you have any questions about that, just reach out to us. Join our Discord. Nashville's going to be super fun. We already have like plans with our community. So, just reach out to us and we'll get you, we're going to probably do like a meetup and stuff. So, you can show up to that and we'll all hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, it should be fun. Definitely check that out. We'll have that. We'll have the link in the show notes, probably this episode, if not the next one, but definitely soon. And then I just wanted to show you guys really quickly our website, ordinalrevolution.com. Check us out. We have this new articles. If you're not caught up with
picture,
Merlin, it really is a good picture. and we have everything you guys need, from Ghosty Cash to so many different things over here. And then if you click up here, we go to our store. If you're looking for merch for Nashville, we got you. We have everything you need. Check us out. We're going to be adding some stuff soon too. So keep up to date with all that stuff and get in here. But that's our show, guys.
Yep. And don't forget, like, we have a membership to on our YouTube to where you can join, and we have membership only videos. And man, our community for our memberships has been growing. So just check that out. You don't have to join, but the link will be there.
You should definitely join. It's less than a quarter a day.
I know you're gonna make that back for sure.
Yeah, easily. It's stupid not to. We put up member videos 3 to 4 every single day, and you can say we're gatekeeping information. It's $10. If you're just go F yourself if you're gonna bitch about $10. But that's just my opinion. But guys, that's the show. I really appreciate you guys. You cannot watch, you can definitely listen. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on all streaming platforms. Go check them out. And so we'll have some videos for you the rest of the week. And if you guys want to know more about Merlin, just hit us up. We'll talk about it all day.
For sure.
Yeah. See you guys.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.